So hello everybody, how are you doing? I hope everybody is well, staying safe. There's a lot happening in the world right now, and here we are still practicing our yoga and staying present in the moment as you are at this time. And so we're going to work on our Monday evening Vinyasa flow class. So once you're set up, you have your mat. I moved around in the house a little bit trying to find a better location for me to put my mat down, so we'll see how this practice works. I hope that you all are starting to get back into the studio as the studio is opening up, but for this class it is still via video, so I'll join you on the mat. So let's just come to an active child's pose, coming to your hands and knees and opening your knees wide. And gently shift your hips back towards your heels. Extend your arms long out in front of you. And either bring your forehead down to the ground and stay there, or work your hips back to your heels. Extend your arms long out in front and keep leading your chest forward as you stretch out through your spine, bringing your forehead down. And take 5 deep full breaths, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then gently start to breathe in and out through the nose only. Maybe taking a moment to open your knees a little wider. Draw your lower belly in. Deep breathing in and out through the nose. Encourage your Mula Bandha and your Uddiyana to engage at this time. Taking 5 breaths in and out through the nose. And on the next inhale, lift yourself up to your hands and your knees. Your wrists and your shoulders aligned, your knees and your hips. And push down through the tops of the feet. As you press into the pads of each fingertip, while you firm your knuckles down, creating little suction cups with your hands. And then press away from the mat. Press away from your knees to the big toe, ground down. Now draw your belly in and keep it drawn in throughout your practice. Draw your lower belly in. Keeping that space drawn in through your practice. Just let your abs, your lower belly drop, your sit bones lift, your chest open, and slowly move through your cow, inhaling. And exhale, round into your back gaze to your navel cat. And inhale, soften to a cow. And exhale into your cat. And take 3 more. So you go straight arms. And you're just feeling your body, noticing how you're feeling at this moment, without attaching to any thoughts or any deep sensations, avoiding any pain. And then begin to soften through the elbows, so bending through the elbows, rolling through the hips, finding a cat and a cow. Maybe taking hips to one heel and then the other, moving through a central neutral space. And then rolling your hips to the other side. Let your head go, your jaw relax, your tongue release through your cows and your cats. Walk your hands forward. And then shift your hips to your wrists. Let your chest just roll through, your shoulders open up the heart. Lift the chin, lift the gaze, or keep the gaze to the nose. And then exhale, draw the belly in, back to the heels, rolling back through the arms. Inhale. Oh, just feeling the energy move through the body. Start to feel the sensation of feeling alive, being thankful for that moment. And then just shift your hips back to your heels again, with your arms maybe reaching a little further forward. If your forearms were down, your elbows down, maybe lift your elbows up. And just set an intention for this practice. Maybe sending out a prayer of peace and love to those out there that are struggling, and obviously the signs of their struggle are apparent to us this time. So just take a moment here, set an intention. And then come back up to your hands and knees. So tucking your toes under, lifting your knees slightly, finding equal weight in your hands and your feet, and just take 3 breaths here. So 1, 2, 3. Now lift your hips a little higher. Keep your heels lifted and take 3 breaths here for 1, 2, keep lifting your hips, pushing from the ground, 3. Now begin to pedal out through the heels very slowly. If you've been off of your mat for a day or 2, be sure to move slowly as you work. Alternate knees, moving forward, heels drawing back, grounding. Let your neck be released as you gaze to your navel. And then inhale, both heels lifted. Gaze through your hands, lift your sitting bones higher, draw your belly in further, and slowly draw both heels back and down. Gaze to your navel. Inhale, lift up, gaze through your hands, lift your heels. Exhale, lower your heels, gaze to your navel. Inhale, lift up, lift your heels, gaze through your hands. Exhale, lower back into your downward facing dog as you gaze to your navel. And gazing forward, just slowly walk your feet to your hands. And inhale, find a half lift, either hands on the mat, palms down, fingertips, or hands to the shin, lengthen through the spine. Keeping your knees strong, but your legs strong, knees soft. Work your chest forward. And then exhale, just fold it in. Again, inhale, a half lift. Exhale, fold in, forehead to the legs. One more, inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward, down. Now toe heel your feet out about hip distance apart, and either taking your hands towards your shins, reaching for your inner elbows. Wherever you can, let your forward fold go to its deepest positioning. So if you have your inner elbows, just let them drop down. Let your head drop. Find your feet, and then take your gaze north and south, gazing forward and back. If you have your inner elbows, change out what arm is in front, and then turn your gaze from side to side. Just let your neck release and your breath be free. And release your hands down to the ground. So bending your left knee, keep your left hand down and reach your right arm up. Gaze towards your right fingertips, breathing for 2 breaths for 1, 2. Bring your right hand down, bend your right knee, reach your left arm up for 2 breaths for 1, 2. Take your left hand down. Bring your arms out, tee them out from your shoulders, and then maybe reach around either for your elbows or your palms, reaching your hands up and over your head. And take 2 breaths here for 1, 2. And slowly release your hands. Trace your hands up your legs. Very slowly, deliberate movement, feeling through the body. And come to standing in Samastitihi. So pressing your feet towards one another, your ankles, your calves, your knees, your thighs, your hips, finding Mula Bandha, center of the pelvic floor, lifting. Uddiyana Bandha, drawing back. Feet are hip distance apart or wider if you're pregnant or back injured. So listen, you know what you need, you go there. So if it means stepping your feet out a little wider, then you would be here. You can still draw up the legs, Mula Bandha Uddiyana, and lift your sternum up. Lift your chest up. Draw your shoulders back, palms open, and just take 2 breaths here. Gaze down to the tip of the nose. And on the next inhale, reach your arms forward and up, gazing to your thumbs, and exhale, fold forward. Reach down towards the ground again. Inhale, a half lift. Gaze to the tip of the nose, lift your head, lift your chest. Exhale, bring your hands down and step back into your high plank position. So your feet are about hip distance apart. Your hips may be lifted or lowering down as your chest is reaching forward. So for the first chaturanga, we'll drop our knees down, tops of the feet down. Lower your elbows back towards your hips as you come down to the ground. Just let your chest hover and then press away, lifting into a cobra. Your hips are still wanting to be grounded. And then exhale, tuck your toes and lift yourself up and back into a downward facing dog. And take a breath here, 1 breath, inhale and exhale. Stepping your feet to your hands, come to a half lift with the inhale. Exhale, bring your forehead towards your legs, bring your head to your legs, and then inhale, reach your arms up, palms overhead, gazing to your thumbs, your chest is lifted, and exhale, dive forward, reach for the ground. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step back into your plank, your option, knees dropping or lifted. Move through a chaturanga so you hover, and then press away to lift up, upward facing dog, or stay with your cobra. And then roll over the feet to downward facing dog. And take a breath here. On the inhale, step your feet forward. Come to your half lift, your option, how you approach it. Exhale, fold in, draw your forehead closer to your legs. Inhale, reach up, gaze up, and exhale, dive forward. Inhale your half lift, exhale, back plank, knees lifted or lowered. Strong Chaturanga Dandasana. Press away, lift into your up dog, rolling over your feet to down dog, and take 1 breath here. Gaze to your navel, sitting bones lifted, heels grounding, chest reaching forward, biceps to ears, and stepping your foot, either both feet slowly forward or one at a time, or hopping forward, half lift. Exhale, fold in, and inhale, rise up. And exhale, dive forward. And inhale, half lift. Exhale, if you jump back, you jump into a chaturanga with your elbows bent, or you step back, plank, lower down, and then press away into your upward facing dog. Roll over the feet to down dog. And find a breath here for 1. And Inhale, hop, step, jump your feet forward. Into a half lift. Go easy on the body, easy on the joints, folding in. Rising up. I'm going to do one more exhale, dive forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or jump into your chaturanga, finding your way, either knees lowered or lifted. And just press to lift up, we're facing dog. Roll over the toes, down, we're facing dog. And take a breath here. Now lift your right leg out behind you, three-legged dog. Press your heel into an invisible wall. Gaze back towards your foot. You should see your heels about hip height. And then point that toe and lift it higher. And bend the knee, open the knee to the sky. Roll your ankle one direction and then the next. Extend the leg out and lower it to beside the left. Inhale the left leg out. Press through the heel. Point the toe, lift the leg higher, bend the knee. Open the knee up, roll the ankle, stay with your breath, Bandhas. Extend the leg out, lower it down beside the right. Now inhale, come into a plank position. Hold your plank position. So we're either going to go into a side plank, or you're going to drop your left knee down, take your left foot off the mat, extend the right leg, reach the right arm up, so either a full side plank Vashisthasana or gazing to your right thumb or using your left knee to support you as you open through your chest. And bring the right hand down. If you chose your knees to be down, then take the right foot off the mat, extend the left leg and go to the other side, left arm up, gaze up, push away, finding strength in the body, working the circulation through the body, circulation of the breath and the blood. Bring the left hand down, working with the nervous system. So if you went into your full plank position, if you had your knees down, come back into plank. If you were in plank, just lift up and back into a long downward facing dog. Work your heels back and down. And roll back into your high plank. So either dropping your knees or taking your toes to the right, heels to the left, left hand down, right arm up. Vashisthasana, gazing up for 2 breaths for 1, 2. Bring your right hand down. Either your right knee comes down using the support of the knee or toes to the left, heels to the right. The left arm up again for 1, 2. And together we will get strong again. I know it's difficult practicing at home. Inhale, lift your hips up and back into a downward facing dog. Especially when you're building strength with your asana practice. Step your feet forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold in deeply. Now bend your knees and just reach your arms up into your chair. Utkatasana. Nice straight spine, nice lengthening of the spine, gazing to your thumbs, bringing your palms together, not interlacing your hands, just pressing your arms towards one another, and then come back to standing. Good, stepping your feet out to the edges of your mat, teeing your arms out, so reaching your fingertips away from one another. Roll your tail under slightly, lengthen through the spine, and take your left hand down the left side as you reach your right arm up and over. Breathing for 2 breaths, 1, 2, and come up, tee your arms out, so stretch, reach in opposite directions. Let your shoulder blades expand out, your chest nice and open with an inhale. And And then exhale, right hand down, left arm reaching up and over and breathing for 1, 2, and then coming back with your arms reaching out one more time, and just lower your hands down to your legs and come back into Samastitihi in equal standing position. So bend the knees, reach the arms up, sit in your chair, gaze up, and then fold forward, slowly reaching back towards the ground. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, back into your plank position. Move through a chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And inhale the right leg out behind you, lift it high. Now draw the right knee to the right elbow and tap it. Inhale, extend it out. Draw the right knee to the left elbow and tap it. Inhale, extend it out. Draw the right knee to center line. And inhale, three-legged dog, extend it out, the tail of the dog. And now step the right foot in between your hands and come into a runner's lunge. Lower the back knee down and shift the right hip back and get a nice hamstring stretch here, maybe keeping your hands closer to your hips to support this, or reaching your hands further forward, flexing your toes back towards your face. Or if you need a stretch through the front of the leg, then point the toe and find this little stretch through your calf, through your shin, to your toes. And breathing here. And then coming rolling back into a runner's lunge, keeping the knee slightly aligned with the heel. And just bend the back foot. So just reach that left heel towards the left buttocks. If you'd like to reach back for it with your hand, just avoiding Charlie horses, flex that back foot and then work the heel and the buttocks forward. And take a breath here for 1. We'll take 3, 2, 3. And release the hand and the foot. Now lift the back knee, ground through the back foot. Keep the front knee bent and rise up into your warrior 1 position. Arms reaching out towards the corners of the sky, or reaching shoulder distance up to the sky, or maybe palms together. Take 3 breaths here for 1, 2, 3. Taking your hands back behind you, interlace your palms, work your shoulder blades together, open through your chest. Take 1 breath, inhale, exhale. Now start with the inhale and humble out over the right leg, reaching your arms up and over your head. And take a breath here for 1, 2, 3, and rise back into your warrior 1 position. Now pivot, bring your hands to your heart, pivot on the back foot and lift the back heel. Now stepping the back foot towards the front, cross the right shin over the right knee and put a bend into the knee, and just finding that number 4 position. And take 2 breaths here for 1, 2. And then lifting that left knee up and then stepping it back with the back heel still lifted in a crescent Anjaneyasana. Inhale, reaching your arms up, open through the chest, and step your back foot forward. Maybe you just stay right here, reaching or balancing on the front leg, moving towards a warrior 3 for 1, 2, 3. Now soften the front knee and step back and keep the heel lifted, crescent. Reach your arms up, gaze up, and reach your hands forward. Bring your hands down. Step your right leg up and back into a three-legged dog. Now bending the knee, take the heel to the left buttocks, open the knee up, and roll the ankle one direction, and then the next. Extend the right leg out and lower the foot beside the left. Now inhale, come into a high plank, either dropping your left knee down for side plank, or you're going to come to a side plank with the knees lifted and reach the right arm up. Now gently step the right foot back to the outside of the left leg and find your way into a wild thing. Reach your right arm up and over your head, gazing to your palm, and breathe for 2, 1, 2. And then coming back to your plank, either by lifting both knees into a plank position and move through Chaturanga Dandasana and press to lift into Upward Cobra and roll into your downward facing dog. And come to a plank and drop your knees down and round into your back. Find that cat and soften into a cow. Open your chest. And again, round into the cat. And inhale into your cow, finding the pelvic tilt. One last time, cat. And into your cow. Stepping your feet back into plank and lifting your hips up and back into downward facing dog. Lift your right leg out behind you, flex through the heel. Push into that invisible wall. Point the toe, lift the leg higher than the knee. Open the knee to the sky, roll the ankle one direction and then the next. Extending that leg out. Draw the left knee to the left elbow. Tap it. Inhale, extend out. Left knee, right elbow. Inhale, extend out. Left knee to the forehead, chin to chest. Inhale, extend out. And step the left foot between the hands and come into a deep runner's lunge. Whether you're using blocks or maybe coming up to your fist or grounding through your palms. And feel a stretch here. Take a deep inhale. And exhale. And drop the back knee down. Again, either walk the hands back towards your hips as you flex through the foot or point through the toe. Feeling a stretch, lead the chest forward. Let the crown be long, the neck long. Take 3 breaths here for 1, 2, 3. And then rolling back into that runner's lunge. Staying here, just bending the back heel, reaching it for the right buttocks, or reaching back around for the foot with the left hand, working the heel to the right buttocks. Flex through the foot to avoid any Charlie horses. And just work your hips forward for 3 breaths for 1, 2, 3. Now release your hand from your foot. Lift your back knee. Tuck your back toes. And set up for warrior 1. So inhale, rise into a warrior one position for 3 breaths. For 1, 2, reach high towards the sky. And then hands back behind you, interlace your palms. So we're setting up for a humbled warrior as you ground through the outer edge and the back heel. Lead your chest forward. Just letting your hands come up and over your head for 3 breaths. For 1, 2, 3. And lead your chest forward to lift yourself back up. This time bring your hands to your heart. Pivot on the back heel. Step the back foot forward. Cross the right shin over the left thigh. Opening through this right hip. Sitting down deeply for 3 breaths. So number 4. 1, 2, 3. And then lifting up with the inhale. Exhale, step the back foot back. Keep the heel lifted and come into Anjaneyasana. Reaching your arms up, gaze up. And maybe you want to take your hands back behind you this time as you begin to step your back foot forward, or keep your hands forward. And then finding your warrior 3 for 3 breaths. For 1, 2, 3. Softening through that back knee, the front knee, and the back knee actually is soft. Releasing into Anjaneyasana. Reach your arms up. And then bringing your hands forward and down. Stepping your left foot up and back into a 3-legged dog. And bending the knee, opening the knee to the sky. Roll the ankle one way and the other way. Extend the left leg out and lower it beside the right. And inhale, come into your high plank position, either dropping your right knee to open up Devashistasana, the left hand up, the right hand down, or coming into your side plank with the knees lifted. If you'd like to go into a wild thing, just step the left foot to the outside of the right leg, pivot around on your front heel, left arm up and over, and breathe here for 3, for 1, 2, 3. And slowly come back into your high plank position and lift your hips up and back into a downward facing dog. Maybe step your feet slightly forward, see if you can ground through your heels. Reach your right hand for the outside of the left leg, a slight twist, grabbing the outside of the left calf and gazing under your left arm for 2 breaths. For 1, 2. Extend the right hand. Reach with the left hand to the outside of the right calf, twisting. Gaze under your right arm for 2 breaths. For 1, 2. Coming into a high plank position, drop your knees down. Shift your hips back toward your heels. Your toes can either stay tucked, and maybe your hips are up a little higher as you're just lengthening through your spine, or your tops of the feet can be down, coming into your child's pose, and take 5 breaths there. Breathing deeply. Good. Let's take 2 more breaths in active child's pose for 1. And 2. Now coming back to your hands and knees, tucking your toes under, lift your hips up and back into a downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg out behind you, lift it up high, and draw the right knee to your forehead, chin to chest, and inhale, extend it out, and draw your knee into your forehead. And one more time, inhale, extend it out, and draw your knee in towards your forehead. Now step your right foot in between your hands. Coming into Anjaneyasana, the back heel's lifted, crescent, reaching your arms up, your gaze up, and bring your hands to your heart. Now crossing the left elbow to the outside of the right thigh, bringing your hands to heart center, and either staying here or you might be able to really cross your left shoulder over the right leg and then open your arms up. Pay attention to their front knee, your back knee. Maybe you choose to drop the back knee, go into a deeper twist, and gaze up for 3 breaths for 1, 2, 3. You might notice your bandhas almost naturally engage at this place. Now gaze down, release your hands. If you drop that back knee, lift it up and just reach up into crescent. Bring your hands to your heart, stepping your left foot forward, crossing your left knee over your right knee, and either bringing this left foot down to use it as a kickstand or wrapping, coming into Eagle Garudasana, and taking your arms out, crossing the right elbow on top and over the left. Reach the arms up, gaze up, hold this for 3 breaths for 1, 2, 3. Releasing the arms, bring them back to the heart. Uncross the left knee and step it back as you set up for a forward fold. So now your feet are parallel, facing the long edge of your mat. Inhale, reach your arms out, and exhale, just fold forward, taking your hands either to books or blocks or hands down to the ground. And take a deep breath here. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your head, take your gaze to your nose, tip of the nose, and then exhale, just begin to lead your chest through your legs. Maybe work your hands away from you, feeling the stretch. Let the head drop down. Take 2 breaths here. And then walking your hands back underneath your shoulders. Take that half lift. And then lift yourself up, hands to your waist. Come into a warrior 2. So that would be your right knee is bent, gazing out over your right fingertips and just stretching out. So reach out to the sides of your world. Gaze to the right middle finger, sink deeper into this right knee. Take 2 breaths here. And straighten that right leg. And then reach out and over for your version of triangle pose. Utthita Trikonasana, either for the toe, the shin, in the front or the outside of the right leg, however you've been trained. And breathe. They all have their qualities, but what we're doing is we're creating space in the spine, whatever the position. For 3 breaths for 1, 2, 3. And just release your hand from your foot and come up into a warrior 2, bending the right knee, gaze over the right fingertips. Now bringing the forearm to the right knee, extend long through the left side body, or take your right hand to the pinky edge side of the foot all the way down. It depends on your body and the proportions and the openness and the flexibility. Gaze to your left palm for 3 breaths for 1, 2, 3, and lift yourself up. Take your feet parallel to one another, and you're going to just step back to the front of the mat. So inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step back. Move through Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, the left leg out behind you. You can do a down dog position, just drawing the knee to the forehead, chin to chest. Inhale, extend it out, soften the knees as needed. Draw the knee forward, chin to chest. Inhale, extend it out. Draw the knee in, chin to chest. And then step the left foot through the hands and stay low. Inhale, reaching up, reach your arms up. And then crossing the right elbow to the outside of the left leg, hands to the heart, or arms open, or the right knee down. Twisting for 3 breaths for 1, 2, 3. And then coming back, extending up into crescent, arms up, hands to the heart. Taking the back leg forward into eagle legs and eagle arms, either supported by the right foot. This time the left elbow on top of the right. Arms up, forearms forward, abs in. Mula Bandha Uddiyana for 1, 2, 3. And uncross the arms, uncross the knee. Lift the right knee up and step out to the long edge of the mat where your feet are parallel to one another. Now just reaching your arms out. Reach back for your elbows or your palms. Stretch out through the chest. Take a deep inhale, lengthen through the spine. And exhale, fold forward, letting the hands come up and over the head. And take 3 breaths here for 1, 2, 3. And inhale, rise up, 1 breath. If you have your hands at your elbows, release your hands. Pivot on that, so the left toes are pointing perpendicular to the short edge of the mat. And you put a bend into this left knee and open into your warrior 2. And take 3 breaths for 1, 2, 3. So straighten through that front leg and reach into your version of your triangle pose, left hand down. You can have your right hand also on your waist to open through your chest. Gaze up here or extend your right arm up for 3, 1, 2, 3. And releasing your hand from your foot, come back into your warrior 2. Maybe sink a little deeper. Bring the forearm to the knee as the right arm comes up and over. Open through the chest. You can also keep your hand here at your rib cage or your waist, or you can even take it to your sacrum and draw it in and forward, or extend your right arm up and over. Or bring your left hand down to the pinky edge side of the left foot for 3 breaths for 1, 2, 3. Inhale, lift up into your warrior 2. Straighten your legs, take your feet parallel to the long edge of the mat, and toe heel your feet towards each other till your feet are about 3 feet apart. Rotate on your right heel so that your hips are squared to the back of the mat, or if you're facing the front of the mat, that's okay too. Just the short edge of the mat, your hips are squared. And inhale, reach your arms up, and then keeping your arms reaching long and by your ears if possible. Continue to reach out, maybe bringing your hands down to the ground. If you want to go into Parsvottanasana with your hands back behind you in a reverse prayer, you can do that. Or just reach for your elbows. Lead with your chin for 3 breaths. 1, 2, 3. And then inhale, rise up. Pivot on that right heel so your feet are parallel. Pivot back around. Set up either arms reaching up. Open through the heart, reach long, gazes up. And then keeping the biceps for the ears, the hips squared. Extend long, reach your arms down. Whatever version you want here. Lead your chin down the shin for 3 breaths. 1, 2, 3. Extend your arms long, or if you had your hands behind you, lift your chest. Take your feet parallel to the long edge of the mat. Lower your hands down and just step your feet together at the front of the mat in Samasthiti. Coming to the ground, reach the arms up, looking up, folding forward, reach for the ground. Inhale, half lift, taking a vinyasa. Exhale, back into your plank, knees down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog, and shift your hips back to your heels, knees together, shins together, feet together. Extend your arms long. Let your belly rest on your thighs and take 2 breaths here. And reaching back for your heels into rabbit, lift your hips. Let your forehead come down for 2 breaths. Use your hands to lift yourself up. Come to your hands and knees, cross at your ankles, and sit back onto your sitting bones and extend your legs long and lay down onto your back. Do a time check here. So once you're on your back, stretch out from your fingertips to your toes. Just lengthening. Maybe bending your knees to lift your hips and take your tailbone towards your heels to take any tension out of the lower back. And just still stretching out, reaching your arms up. Your legs are long, it's fine, good. Now bending your knees, reaching towards your heels, then your knees reach towards your heels. They may or may not reach your heels. So say they don't reach their heels, then you can just take your palms down. If you can reach your heels, there you go. And just lift your hips up and roll your tailbone under and up and lower your lower back back down. And then inhale, just lift your hips up and exhale, lower down. Lower, rolling again. So when you get down, then that tail rolls forward and up. Okay, and then keep that action as you inhale, lift up, and then slowly roll your tail up as it comes down. One more time, roll your tail towards your heels to the knees and lift up, and exhale, keep the tail tucked under as you come back down. Now this time, inhale, reach your arms up over your head and lift your hips, and exhale, bring your hands forward as your hips come down. And inhale, rolling, opening through the chest with a deep inhale, and exhale, lowering back down. One more time, rolling, lifting up, and exhale, lower back down. Now crossing the right ankle over the front of the left knee, take your hands through and back behind to your hamstrings, or you can take your hands to the front of that left knee. As you flex the right foot, open the knee out to the right, and just roll on your sacrum. And uncross the right leg, lower the left foot down to uncross, and go to the other side. Again, that figure 4, and reach your hands through the legs to the hamstring, back behind the thigh, or to the front of the knee, and just roll on the sacrum. Now lower the right foot to uncross the knee. And one more time, you're going to inhale, reach your arms up and over your head, and lift your hips and draw your sternum to your chin. Work the chin from the chest, and lift up high for 3 breaths with the hips lifted for 1, 2, 3, and lower back down, and gently draw your knees into your chest. Now extend your legs up to the sky in an L-shaped position, and reach for the ankles or the toes or the inner outer edges of the feet, and just let the legs open out wide. So take a deep inhale, reach to the heels, then exhale, bring the feet together, and inhale, open them out, and exhale, bring them together, and inhale, open out, and exhale, bring them together. Now bring the soles of the feet together, and reach your hands to the outer edges of your feet, and open. You draw your feet closer to your chest as your lower back is grounded, and take 3 here. So inhale, 1. Butt is engaged, 2. 1 more breath, 3. And release your hands from your feet, and extend your legs up to the sky. Staying here for 10 breaths, or coming into a shoulder stand position. Taking your feet up towards the sky. Be safe on your spine for 1, 2. Any variation you would like to go from here, 3. So either open the legs, take the feet back behind you, 4. Bring the feet together, 5. You could do this in your L shape as well. Extend the legs up, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10. Slowly coming to your L-shaped position. And from here, just reaching your toes forward, coming into fish, so you can just lift your chest up as your feet come forward and down, working your elbows and your forearms down, open through your chest, and only take your head back as long as you can safely move through the neck without crunching the neck, and take 3 breaths here. So the chest is open, sternum's lifting. And lift your gaze first, slowly, and then come down onto your back and reach your arms up and over your head. Exhale, hug the right knee into the right shoulder and cross the right knee over to the left, gazing to the right, and breathe here. And coming back to center, hug the knee in and extend it out. Draw the left knee in. Cross the left knee over to the right, gaze to the left. Take 2 breaths for 1, 2, and draw that knee back in. Extend the leg up, left leg up, right leg up to meet it. Now bending the knees, either taking the big toe or the outer edges of the feet, drawing the knees towards your armpits, but rolling on your sacrum so your lower back is grounded. That may mean that you have to keep your feet forward to keep the lower spine down, so you're not rounding into the spine. Trying to ground through your middle spine as well, your shoulder blades down, thoracic spine, lumbar down, cervical spine. There's a space behind the neck. And then just release the legs back up. And take your hands under your hips and crisscross for a count of maybe 10, bringing your feet down to the mat. So let's say we're at about 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And bring your feet down. Coming into Shavasana. So setting yourself up for Shavasana. It's a corpse pose, using bolsters, putting bolsters under your knees if that would help, or a blanket under your knees, or gently bending the knees, or bending them deeper and letting the knees roll in wherever you are. Maybe one on the belly, one on the heart with your hands, or by your hips, palms up. Take a deep full inhale. Then exhale any tension out of the body, release it, let it go. Feel the love in the heart, feel the joy in your heart, and just know that we live and we're very honored to live the life that we do on this earth. And even through these hard times, we will make our way back to a place of peace, a place of stillness, a place of loving and caring for others. Take one more deep inhale. Exhale fully. And stay in Shavasana for 5 to 10 minutes. I'll leave you resting in Shavasana. When you come out, you'll roll to your right side to make your way back, maybe to a comfortable seat. And perhaps you will find a few moments of meditation once you're ready to come out of Shavasana. Just in a seated posture, maybe saying a prayer, or staying still, quiet in your meditation. The light in me sees and honors the light that lives within each and every one of you. I honor you. Thank you. Namaste.